Hey everyone. I never thought I'd be telling this story, but it's been eating at me for so long that I need to let it out. Maybe someone listening will understand what I went through, or maybe you'll just shake your head in disbelief. Either way, every word is true. For most of my life, I thought I understood people. I thought neighbors were supposed to be friends, coworkers were supposed to be allies, and family was supposed to be safe. But what happened to me completely destroyed that illusion. It started small, so small that at first, I brushed it off. But looking back now, I realized that was just the beginning of something much darker. I lived in a modest house on a quiet street. At least that's how it looked on the outside. Inside, I was dealing with things that would make most people question their sanity. My next door neighbor, let's call him Mark, was one of those guys who seemed friendly at first. Smiles, waves, the occasional, hey buddy, when he saw me taking out the trash. We even had a beer together once. I thought, okay, this is the kind of guy I can trust. But then little things started happening. First, I noticed my trash cans would be tipped over in the mornings. I figured maybe raccoons or stray dogs. Then I started finding cigarette butts scattered all over my lawn, even though I don't smoke. I still told myself, whatever, no big deal. But then came the scratches, long, deliberate gouges along the side of my car. At first one, then another, then suddenly it was like my car had been dragged through a field of knives. That's when I started suspecting something was off. I bought a cheap security camera, just one, pointed at my driveway. And that's when the truth hit me like a truck. The footage showed Mark, late at night, walking right up to my car with his keys in hand, dragging them across the paint while smirking. He wasn't drunk. He wasn't stumbling. He was enjoying it. He was deliberate. He even looked straight at my camera once, smirked, and walked away. That was the moment I realized my neighbor wasn't just annoying, he was malicious. I reported it to the police, of course. But they shrugged. It's just scratches. Maybe you don't have clear footage. I knew right then I was on my own. And things escalated. Fast. Packages went missing from my porch. I'd hear footsteps outside my window at night, but when I looked, nobody was there. My dog, usually calm, started barking at the corner of the fence for hours. Then came the notes. Slipped under my door, scrawled in jagged handwriting, "Leave. You don't belong here. This is my street." I confronted Mark once, just once. He stood there on his porch, beer in hand, eyes cold, and said, "You can't prove a thing. And even if you could, who do you think they'd believe? Me? Or you?" And he laughed. That laugh still makes my skin crawl. I realized he wasn't just trying to annoy me. He was trying to break me, to push me until I snapped, so that when I finally lost it, I would look like the crazy neighbor. So I made a decision. If he wanted to play dirty, I'd play dirtier. I invested in real security equipment this time. Multiple hidden cameras, night vision, motion sensors, even a voice recorder tucked under my porch steps. Weeks of footage piled up. And the more I watched, the more I realized how twisted he really was. I caught him urinating on my flowers, dumping oil across my lawn, stealing my mail. Once, he even stood in front of my window for almost 20 minutes, just staring. The final straw? One night at 3 a.m., he tried to break into my house. The cameras caught him with gloves on, trying to pry open my back door with a crowbar. If it weren't for my deadbolts, I don't even want to think about what would have happened. I didn't just save the footage this time. I compiled it, edited it into a neat, undeniable highlight reel. And then, instead of quietly going back to the cops, I waited for the monthly neighborhood association meeting, just like before. Everyone was there, families, kids, the local police officer who lived a few houses down. When the floor opened for community concerns, I stood up and plugged in my laptop. I didn't say much, just, I want to show you all what's been happening. The first clip rolled, Mark scratching my car, grinning like a maniac. Gasps filled the room. Then the stolen packages, the vandalism, the notes, the oil poured across my lawn. People whispered, covering their mouths. But then came the crowbar footage. Mark at my door, sweat glistening, trying to break in. The room went dead silent. The officer stood up immediately. "That's enough. I've seen all I need." Mark tried to protest, stuttering about deepfakes and editing. Nobody bought it, not this time. Within hours, he was in handcuffs. Within days, he was gone, evicted, charged, his reputation shredded. And me? For the first time in years, I could sleep with my windows open. I could sit on my porch without fear. I could breathe again. But here's the part that haunts me most. After he was taken away, I found one last note tucked into my mailbox, different handwriting this time. It read, "You think it's over? It isn't. He wasn't the only one watching you." And that's something I'll never forget.